Ishiguro speaking to Will Gombert. We can speak to Alex Shephard from the New Republic magazine. He joins us from New York. Alex, last year you predicted that Bob Dylan wouldn't win. This year, Mr. Kazuo Ishiguro was not on your list of hopefuls. Are you surprised?
I think everyone is a little bit surprised, which is surprising in and of itself. Ishiguro is one of the most famous literary novelists in the world, and yet somehow for the last several years, as my really poor record as a Nobel pundit will prove, he's flown completely under the radar. People don't bet on him, and no one has predicted that he would win the prize.
But the readers are reading him. He is hugely popular.
Yeah, so I mean, you mentioned that Bob Dylan won last year. In many ways, Ishiguro is kind of returned to form for the Nobel Prize. The Dylan choice, it provoked a lot of uproar among, particularly in the literary community, and Ishiguro is, with a couple of notable exceptions, widely beloved by both critics and readers. He's one of the most popular novelists working in the entire world.
He talks a lot about the fact that he was originally from Japan. He came to the UK as a young child, and that kind of perspective gives him an almost transcendental, he's almost above the level of us mere mortals, the way he writes. It's from such a unique perspective.
It's surprising. His most recent book was set in Arthurian England, the Buried Giant. And it's almost surprising that he hasn't gone into that fantastical realm, because his work has an almost mythic quality. But at the same time, I think the choice is also possibly slyly political on the Nobel Committee's behalf. Ishiguro is a Japanese-born British novelist who has written what's probably the most British book of the last 30 years, The Remains of the Day. And I think that is notable in the age of Brexit.
Yes, it's such a novel that is, when you read it, when you watch the film, of course, such a popular film, you feel it's almost awkward, isn't it? It's so British, and that stiff upper lip. You almost want to, as Ishiguro himself says, scream, reach out, find love.
Yeah, I mean, his characters, so many of his characters are like that, which I think is the thing that when his novels work, as they do, especially in his two masterpieces, The Remains of the Day and Never Let Me Go, there's this sort of dawning self-awareness that he's so incredible at presenting in his characters, where you do occasionally want to reach out and shake these characters and say, look out at the world around you, can't you see it the way that I am seeing it? But it's incredible the way that he does it.
Alex, given your success at predicting who's going to win, who have you got in sight for next year then?
I've wanted Ngugi wa Thiong'o for years, and I will die on this hill, but I have no idea. The last 3 years have totally shook my understanding of what the Nobel Prize is. So I would say that the safe bet is always a writer that most people have never heard of, but I think that they might be going in a different direction now.
Well, they've certainly gone for a very popular writer this time round. Alex Shephard from the New Republic magazine. It's a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.